If you've ever been there, navigating that huge global marketplace, trying to find the perfect partner for something really specific, well, you know it's tough.
Oh, yeah. Less finding a needle in a haystack, more like one specific grain of sand on a massive beach.
Exactly. But when you find them, wow, it can totally change the game for your project. Welcome to the deep dive.
And today, we're doing just that. We are diving deep into the world of sourcing custom-printed wallpaper from China, specifically for buyers in North America.
It sounds niche, but it's surprisingly
It
sophisticated.
really is. And our mission today is basically to give you a shortcut, help you unlock some really cool next-gen design options, and maybe more importantly, help you avoid the usual pitfalls.
Right. We've got this pretty comprehensive guide here, and we're going to pull out the absolute must-know stuff. The goal is you walk away feeling, informed and confident about trying this out. So let's get into it.
Okay, first big question. Why China for custom wallpaper? And the first thing, often the biggest pull, is the cost, a major cost advantage.
We're not just talking a few percent here, are we?
No, not at all. I mean, think about wallpaper that sells for, what, $15, maybe $30 a roll retail in the US?
Yeah, easily.
You can often get that produced in China for just a tiny fraction of that cost.
Yeah.
It really changes the economics.
So it lets you maybe offer premium stuff at a much better price or even go after totally different markets.
Precisely. And this is key, often without cutting corners on quality. That's the surprising part for many.
Okay, but it's not just the price, is it? You mentioned innovation.
Right, exactly. China is actually a leader in wallpaper technology innovation. Things are moving fast there.
Like what kind of tech?
Well, stuff like new eco-friendly adhesives, which is
Okay.
great, but also AI-powered pattern alignment. Really advanced stuff.
Wait, AI for pattern alignment. Does that mean, like, no more wonky seams where the patterns don't quite match up? Because that's a classic problem.
That's exactly what it means. They've got specific tech like NoFadeXUV, which helps keep colors consistent batch after batch. Super important.
Okay, yeah, consistency is huge.
And AlignixUP. That's the AI system for making sure patterns join perfectly. It really tackles those old headaches, inconsistent colors, bad alignment, fading.
Wow, so designers can get more complex, more ambitious, without worrying about those technical limits.
Exactly. Even for just one custom job, a small run, it really opens things up.
That sounds amazing. And that probably links to the touchdown point, right? Customization and minimum order quantities, or MOQs.
Absolutely. This is another huge one. High customization potential, often with zero MOQ.
Zero. Really? That's incredible for someone testing a new design or serving a tiny niche.
It is. It means you could order, say, just 25 rolls for a super specific concept, or, scale way up to 50,000 meters if you've got a huge hotel project or
Their
something.
flexibility is massive compared to traditional ways.
Oh, definitely. And it extends to speed, too.
Okay, how fast are we talking? From idea to actual wallpaper?
Well, some suppliers offer things like 48-hour sampling for custom designs.
48 hours. Wow.
Yeah. And then production lead times can be as quick as, say, 15 days. In today's market, that speed and ability to adapt is just critical.
Okay, so the advantages are clear. Cost, innovation, flexibility, speed. But how do you actually find a good supplier? One you can trust. What's step one?
Step one, I'd say, is look for manufacturers with their own in-house design and printing. Digital printing equipment on site.
So they control the whole process, no middlemen.
Exactly. Concept to production, all under one roof. It smooths things out, avoids miscommunication. You want that direct link.
Makes sense. And what about compliance? That sounds like a minefield for North American buyers.
It's not just a minefield. It's absolutely essential, non-negotiable. Your supplier must have certifications for international standards.
Like which one specifically?
Okay, you need RoHS, that's about chemical safety. RoHS restricts hazardous materials.
Okay.
ASTM, that covers material quality and performance. And critically for the U.S., California Prop 65.
Prop 65, right. That warning label requirement.
Yep. And missing even one of these can literally stop your shipment at customs. Or worse, lead to legal issues later. So verify everything up front.
Okay, critical advice. Now, how do these top places maintain quality, especially if they're doing it fast and cheap?
Good question. The answer usually involves tech, smart manufacturing. Top factories often use something called MES, manufacturing execution systems. Think of it like a central brain for the factory floor. It monitors quality in real time for every roll.
Ah, so it catches problems like alignment drift or color issues before they affect a whole batch?
Precisely. It ensures that batch consistency, which is vital.
Okay, quality control covered. Then there's getting it here. Logistics. What should you look for there?
You want suppliers with solid multi-channel logistics support. Ideally ones that maybe have bonded warehouses, perhaps even in the US, or offer hybrid logistics.
Bonded warehouses. How does that help?
It basically means they can store your products stateside, duty unpaid for a time, and you can pull smaller amounts as needed. It simplifies restocking, reduces delays, almost like having a local inventory without the huge upfront import cost and hassle.
That sounds incredibly useful for managing cash flow and inventory. Okay, so we know what to look for. What about what to avoid? Let's talk red flags. What's the biggest one?
Honestly, pricing that just seems way too good to be true.
Because it probably is.
Almost certainly. Super low prices often mean they're skipping something important. Maybe compliance testing. Maybe decent packaging, so your stuff arrives damaged. Or, worst case, they have little to no actual quality control.
Yeah, saving a bit up front could cost you massively later if the product's unusable.
Exactly. It's just not worth the risk.
What's another red flag?
Only offering stock designs. If you're looking for custom wallpaper, you need a partner who can actually create your vision, your brand's DNA. If they just push their existing catalog, they're not the right fit for custom work.
Right. Seems obvious, but easy to get sidetracked. And what about communication?
Huge indicator. Slow response times right at the beginning. Big red flag.
Because it'll only get worse once they have your order.
Almost guaranteed. If they take days to answer a simple inquiry, imagine trying to sort out a production issue mid-project. You need responsive teams, ideally with good English skills. Communication is everything in these partnerships.
Absolutely. So, knowing the good and the bad, are there specific types of wallpaper where sourcing from China makes the most sense, where these advantages really pop?
Yeah, definitely. Certain categories are really hitting the sweet spot. Think about peel and stick murals, super popular for renters, DIRs.
Oh, yeah, those are everywhere now.
Right, and static cling films, great for privacy on glass or commercial branding. Also, cabinet and appliance wraps. That's a big trend for quick kitchen updates.
I've seen those. Pretty clever.
Then you have the more upscale stuff like wide-width seamless coverings for high-end interiors. And don't forget niche areas like children's wallpaper or even writable wallpapers for kids' rooms or offices.
Lots of versatility there for custom designs.
Totally. The flexibility across these categories is where it really shines.
Okay, this is great context. Maybe we can look at a specific example. You mentioned a supplier earlier, RunpWell Decor. How do they stack up against these points?
Yeah, RunpWell is a good case study because they seem to embody a lot of these best practices. They present themselves less like just a factory, more like a global platform designed for speed and scale.
What kind of infrastructure do they have?
Well, the info says 4 cell phone production bases, 15 integrated supply chains, and they claim a 98% on-time delivery rate, which is pretty impressive if accurate.
Okay, and what specific things do they offer that align with what we've said buyers should look for?
Well, their speed and flexibility seem key. They mentioned that 48-hour sample development we talked about, a 30-day delivery guarantee, and crucially, that true zero MOQ.
Zero MOQ, again. That accommodates everyone from tiny startups to huge brands.
Right. They also highlight specific tech, like an adhesive called AirLiftGO. It's a removable adhesive designed for easy, mess-free installation. That's a big selling point for the end user.
Definitely. People hate messy installs. What about support through the process? For the buyer, the designer?
They talk about end-to-end support, from helping with the design itself, right through logistics. And they explicitly mention using those systems we discussed earlier, AlignixUP and NoFadeXUV, to ensure pattern accuracy and color consistency.
Which is critical, especially if you need to reorder the same design later.
Exactly. Batch-to-batch consistency is vital.
And the boring but essential stuff? Compliance and logistics.
They confirm full certification, REACH, RoHS, Prop 65, ASTM, and they offer flexible shipping terms like FOB or DDP.
Okay, remind us what those mean quickly.
Sure. FOB is free on board. Basically means the buyer takes over responsibility once goods are on the ship. DDP is delivered duty paid, where the supplier handles almost everything, including import duties, right to your door. Much simpler, but usually costs more.
Got it. And they offer U.S. warehouse options too.
Yes, which ties back to that multi-channel logistics point we made earlier. Smoother process for North American buyers.
So, putting it all together, how does a supplier like this really change the game compared to, say, older, more traditional sourcing methods?
It's a night and day difference in some ways. Traditional MOQs were often, 500, even 1,000 rolls minimum. Going from that to zero, that's huge for creativity and cash flow.
Totally changes who can participate.
And sampling that took weeks, now takes 48 hours. Production times for digital printing dropping from potentially months down to maybe 10, 15 days. It's just a massive acceleration.
Okay, so if I'm a designer listening to this and I have an idea, how does the actual process work with a supplier like RunpWell?
It seems pretty straightforward. First, you send your design file. Then you work with them to pick the right material, the finish matte, gloss, texture, whatever.
Then you get that fast sample.
Exactly. You approve the sample, check the color, the feel, everything. Once you're happy, confirm the order details, quantities, shipping terms, and then production kicks off using all that tech for accuracy.
Seems manageable. Now, before someone hits send on that first big order, what's the absolute essential pre-order checklist?
Okay, number one, nail down your design specs. Every detail. Don't assume anything.
Good advice.
Number two, get copies of all those compliance certificates up front. REACH, RoHS, Prop 65, ASTM. Have them in hand before you order, not scrambling when customs asks.
Saves a massive headache later. What else?
Clarify those Incoterms, FOB, DDP, whatever you agree on. Understand exactly who pays for what and when to avoid surprise costs. Shipping and duties can add up fast.
Definitely. Hidden costs kill margins.
And finally, try to choose suppliers who demonstrably have experience exporting to North America. They'll understand the nuances, the paperwork, the expectations. It just makes things smoother.
Right. So let's tackle a couple of common questions people might still have. We keep saying find a reliable manufacturer. Any tips on how?
Prioritize those with their own factories, like we said. Look for verified certifications online if possible. Check their export history, especially to North America. Maybe look for reviews or case studies if available. That full-service approach is usually a good sign.
And we hammered the MOQ point, but just to recap, traditional could be 500, 1,000 rolls, but leading digital suppliers now offer
Zero MOQ, or effectively zero, like 25 rolls sometimes. Total game changer for flexibility.
and typical production time for these digital orders.
Usually ships in about 10 to 15 days once the sample's approved. Pretty quick.
And samples are definitely available before committing.
Oh, absolutely. Any good supplier will offer this, usually free digital mockups first, then physical samples, often within 48, 72 hours for those physical ones. You need to touch and see the quality before a big run.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
This whole conversation really drives home that smart sourcing isn't just about finding the cheapest price. It's really fundamental to your project's success and opening up what's even possible creatively.
It really is. Which leads to maybe a final thought for our listeners to chew on.
Go for it.
Okay, so think about all the detail, the tech, the compliance needed for something seemingly simple like wallpaper. What does that tell us maybe about the complexity behind all the everyday items we use, these intricate global supply chains? Does understanding them maybe give us a deeper appreciation? And how could that understanding change how we act as consumers or even as creators ourselves?